Yo, what's up? So I'm watching this video about neo-masculinity from this guy, Top Dollar MGTOW. Oh no, I gotta find his name. I'll tag him. And you're talking about neo-masculinity, and one of the things that MRAs kind of talk about in traditionalists, they talk about they need to convince women that feminism is wrong. My thing is, it's subjective. Feminism isn't wrong per se, it just may not be for you. Like, most people's qualms isn't with feminism, it's with feminists. Like, with quote-unquote empowered females. I don't think any man should be intimidated by an empowered woman unless you've been beating her the fuck down, either literally or metaphorically, and now she's got a fucking gun, either literally or metaphorically, and she can fire back. Like, I don't think feminism is wrong. I don't even think like, as a whole, now they may be wrong about some things, but I don't think as a whole it's wrong. Like, I don't, maybe because it just doesn't affect me in a sense of traditionalism. Like I said, my thing is, especially as a MGTOW, has been more against traditionalism, because traditionalism bred feminism. Some people say feminism came from the state. Some people say that feminism just came from a bunch of angry lesbians that didn't want to get married. Whatever came from it, it was bred out of traditionalism. People didn't want to play by those gender roles anymore. Like, but I think if I'm a lesbian and I'm a stud, or just lesbian, I'm thinking, or just either lesbian or an empowered woman or an independent thinking woman, thinking, I don't want to buy into complete traditionalism, me staying home and raising a family. Like, it's women saying, listen, if I don't want to be a mom, that doesn't make me less of a woman. If I don't want to be a doting wife, that doesn't make me less of a woman. And with MGTOW is looking at traditionalism, it's like, hey, if I don't want to be a dad or a husband or a provider or a shield, that doesn't make me less of a man. You have these two different camps that, in a sense, if you really, just in layman's terms, MGTOW is feminism, men's version, but not as radical, because we're not a group and we're not pushing for laws. Like, but the ideologies are the same. The only thing is that men can go their own way, because most lone wolves in nature aren't men. Like, are men. Like, when you think of a lone wolf or the lone cowboy, like, you think of the loner doing his own thing, it's usually a man. Rarely is it a woman. And even if a woman refuses to reject gender roles or a stereotype, she's usually doing it, she's usually breaking away from a group to go to another group. So you have them breaking away from the traditional family structure, quote unquote, to now a female advocacy group. That's what feminism is. They're going from group to group. MGTOW, it's men breaking away from traditionalism and or feminism, whichever, if they were that before, whichever, and going their own way. Now, there's a community, but we're not a group. We're not a monolith. Like, I know more and more MGTOW that think like, well, MGTOW men that can't get laid. All right, whatever. Like, a lot of us, especially at the upper levels, we just don't care what you think about, like, us going our own way isn't advocating for men. Now, a lot of the content producers may advocate for men, not like MRAs, but they are literally going their own way. They're doing their own thing. We don't need you to agree. We don't need you to like it. We don't even need you to respect it. Just know. Even if you don't know, like, just know that that's what we're doing. This is what's going on. This is the hit. This is the lick that's getting hit. You know? And with neo-mans, like, where there's no, men I don't want to see, like, traditionalist men want to save women from feminism. They hate the feminists. we are indifferent, or at least should be. And that's the weirdest thing about it, is that people kind of get like, we're not white knighting. Like, the weirdest thing you can tell a man is like, yeah, I don't pay for dates. Or tell a woman, like, yeah, I don't pay for dates. I make a girl pay what her half. And then they automatically, that's like, well, you're not a gentleman. Okay, one, just because I'm not spending money on a female doesn't mean I'm not a gentleman. Two, if that's what makes me not a gentleman, I guess I'm not a gentleman then. I guess that's just what it be. There's no reason to argue with somebody if they're going to make that leap. If they're going to make that leap that, well, if you're not paying for dates, you're not a real man, or you're not a gentleman. Like, dude, I'm a gentleman by how I treat people. I'm a gentleman by how I show people respect. Me coming out of my pocket so you can have a decent time isn't me showing you respect. It's me paying for your time. It's me paying for you to hang out. That's it. Now, I don't fault. If a man wants to do all this simping and wants to do all this pandering, then hey, man, if that's what works for him, that's what works for him. Most makes I don't care. Like, I'd advise against it financially. Like, save your money, dog. But hey, if that's what you want to do, more power to you. Like, God, the only thing I'm against is guys shitting on men to get pussy. Like, guys shitting on men that just like they're making us look bad just so they can get laid. Like, you're doing the same thing. Like, simps, the thing that make me mad about simps, not the fact that they're simping or just pandering and begging for vagina, is the fact that they think that what they're doing makes them better than us. Like, dude, you're not a better man than me just because you're all on a girl's Facebook page and Instagram and Twitter telling how beautiful she is, and I'm not. And you see things like that with the memes they post. And like things like, well, if you're not going to I saw one, I posted it, and it said, if you're not planning on marrying a woman, let her go and get out of the way of another man's future. Meaning, if you're not going to take that lead, then let a real man do it. I will after I smash. Like, after I've done what I've done, you can go ahead and have her. Or it's just like I don't know, man. Actually, I do know. I just have to word it better. So this is what I'm about to say. All right, bear with me. One of the memes you see out there is guys that say like, oh, if you're not going to treat your girl right, someone else will. Dude, take her by all means. I've always said that. If you can get her, have her. That literally, it hurts me none. Because my success, and I think, and part of my maturation within MGTOW is learning that my success is based on me. So whether she decides to stay with me or leave me, that's not going to stop my hustle. It's not going to stop my grind whatsoever. Not in the least bit. Not at all. I'll just say this like, but that's just it. That's just my thought process. Is like, that's not going to stop me from achieving the goal that I've set for myself. And I think a lot of dudes can't, with this neo-masculinity, they're looking for an answer. That's it. They're looking for an answer to help them cope with what feminism has done to their thought process, to what they thought was going to happen. They thought if they get a good job, if they're really nice to women, and then a woman would find them and love them forever. Like, dude, that's not real life anymore. Like, it's not 1964. You know, women are independent. Oh, hey, good for them. But the thing is, how you react to it is what makes you best prepared to deal with it. Like, There's no more. You can't. And I'm super anti slut shaming. Like super. Like I'm against slut shaming to the max because it's. If you're a man, if you're a woman, slut shame away. But if you're a man, that's ironic to me. Like, dude, easy sex is the greatest thing ever. It's awesome. As long as it doesn't result in a baby or a disease, boom. Or if as long as she's consenting and legal and no bad consequence come out of it, knock it out, dude. I think where we get this weird clashing of the idea, like what feminism is as it relates to MGTOW, is that, or not even MGTOW, but neo-masculinity, because MGTOW, we know exactly, especially upper levels, we know exactly what feminism is. It's gynocentrism politicized. We're not anti-feminism, we're anti-gynocentrism. That's the thing that we see. I'm not going to blame feminists for I'm not going to blame women for becoming feminists. That's not going to happen. That's not. You're going to ride with the people who ride with you. That's just it. And I've said this in earlier videos. What neo-masculinists and MRAs are claiming to get mad at women, like, why don't you join that? But what about men? Like, dude, you're not going to get people who don't give a fuck about men on the regular to give a fuck about men. That's not going to happen. If you think it is, you're dumber than you look. Because there'd be no reason for a woman to care about the outcome of men, about the well-being of men. Like, that's not gonna happen. You can want it to happen, but it's not gonna happen. Because there's no benefit for them. There's benefits for them to join a feminist movement, even a radical feminist movement. Like, there's benefits for that. But getting mad and joining this neo-masculinist MRA movement, like, what? That's not in blaming feminism for the destruction of the nuclear family or whatever. You're going to end up looking dumb because too many people are stepping away. There's too many men stepping away from. There's too many men starting to take the red pill, and the people you're going to want to ride with you on this we're not going to ride with you. We're not fighting that war, and that's kind of how it goes, man. Yep. Talk to you later.